welcome to this episode of the Business Spotlight. Today we are joined by Lucy Stean. Hiya, Lucy.
Hello, thank you for having me on.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us. So for those of you that are joining us for the first time, the Business Spotlight, what is it? The Business Spotlight, it's a podcast series that we've created where we interview local business owners and we find out a bit more about them, a bit more about their business and their journey of starting a business and how they got into it all. So Lucy, if you can just kick things off for us, please, by just letting our viewers and audience know who you are, what you do and how long you've been doing it for.
Yeah, so I'm Lucy Stean. I'm the owner and director of LMA Studios, which is a dance studio in Cheshunt, Hertfordshire. And we have been running for just over 6.5 years now.
Wow, fantastic. 6.5 years. Well, that's great to know. You've broken the first hurdle, which is getting past that first 5 years, which is phenomenal. So congratulations on that. Yeah. So what would you say your success is too? I mean, what would you say that what's different between what you do, Lucy, and what other dance studios are doing?
I think our main kind of uniqueness to us is the fact that we're all inclusive. So all of our classes are for all different types of children, no matter their ability or disability. We completely invite anyone that wants to dance, and we believe that passion for dance means so much more than natural talent to dance. We also offer lots of variety of performance opportunities throughout the year, from local events, charity events. We also perform at major stadiums every year. This year we took students to Wembley for the second time, and just really kind of once in a lifetime opportunities that you maybe wouldn't get the chance to do if you weren't at LMA Studios.
Wow, that sounds phenomenal. That's amazing. And Wembley too. Wow.
Yeah, twice.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So just give us a bit of, I mean, you've mentioned 6.5 years now, Lucy. So, I mean, just give us a bit of what I like to call a whistle-stop tour of the business, how you got into it, how you got started, and some of the sort of trials and tribulations that you've had along the way. And just bring us up to date to where you are now.
So I have been dancing since I was 3. It so quickly became my whole life, and every day after school I'd go straight to dancing, and then I started assisting in classes when I was about 13 and fell in love with teaching as much as I loved dance. I then started my teacher training. I left sixth form after only a year, much to my mum and dad's opinion. I went and auditioned for dance teacher training college and started there at 17 and was doing my ISTD qualifications there. Unfortunately, not long in, I did dislocate my knee and I didn't dance for a whole year, and I missed it so much. It was all I wanted to do, and I'd try and dance around in my leg brace and things like that. Then continued my training, got back into dance once I was fully recovered, and I'd been teaching full-time, freelance at lots of different areas. And they just it got to a stage where I just wasn't happy with where I was. And I thought that it was maybe the job. And so I turned around and was like, okay, maybe the bubble has burst now and it's time that I go and get myself like a real job. And I had so many people that I had taught their children or I had somehow been involved with that got in touch with me, and they were like, if you ever set up on your own, we will be there, we will follow you. And it I was like, oh yeah, that's really lovely of them, that's really nice. And I was driving home from one of the jobs that I'd picked up. I was doing loads of different jobs to try and pay my rent, and I was driving home from one of the jobs and I was like, well, if I did have a dance school, what would it be called? And I came up with LMA Studios. So when I got home, I rang my mum. I was like, it's happening, I'm doing it. And I found a local church hall and we started up one evening a week just street classes, and I had 5 children turn up. And gradually over the years, we have built the classes and the genres that we offer and built our student amount up. And then this time last year, this space came up that didn't look like this. It was actually a hairdresser's that had been closed for a year, and worked really hard to get my hands on the keys, really, really hard. And then got the keys. Didn't think about how hard it was going to be working 13-hour days, trying to build this at the same time. But we have been open here since the start of December last year, and we've had such a brilliant growth since then. Like I say, it's been just over 6.5 years. Kind of feels like we've only just started sometimes. But yeah, so now we started with 5 students and we've got over 250 students now.
Wow, what a story. That's amazing. And I mean, wow, so much to take from that. Thanks for giving us that whistle stop tour. I'm dizzy just thinking about some of the things you just said.
It's a lot.
I mean, first and foremost, I mean, yeah, I can see in the background the studio. It looks awesome. It looks amazing. So, you know, if you've done all of that work yourself, then that is credit to you. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
So 250 students from 5, that's a serious mammoth sort of jump.
Yeah.
So what's the future look like? I mean, what would you say you're looking to do over the next year or two, and sort of what sort of things do you think you're looking to do, and what's going to challenge you in doing that?
So I think our next big goal, we have got students performing in the West End at the end of this year, which feels like an absolutely crazy milestone to say that you've got your own dancers that are going to be performing on a West End stage. The future for the business, I would love to expand to multiple studios over the years. I didn't think this one would be possible, but now I've got it. I know that if I set my mind having more, then we'd definitely get there.
Wow, that's amazing. It's always nice to hear people that want to really sort of go for it, you know. So yeah, you do that. You make sure you do that. So Lucy, moving on to yourself as the business owner, what would you say has been the biggest lesson that you've learned in the last 6.5 years?
I think it's so kind of what we spoke about is don't let things stop you. There was really a time where I was trying to go down so many different paths, trying to find a way to get this space, make it mine. And everywhere I turned, everyone I spoke to just kind of came to a dead end. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, is what I have all that it's meant to be? And it felt like a risk even thinking about trying to get this space, let alone actually getting it. And once I'd seen it, I wanted it so much more. But for months and months, it just felt like it was going to be impossible. But having now been on the other side of it, I think that I've learned that actually it's anything that you want to do is possible. You just have to find the way to do it.
Wow. Anything that you want to do is possible. If you find a way, you can do it.
Yeah.
I love that. That's brilliant. Thank you for that share. Brilliant. Right, okay, Lucy, we're going to go back in time now. So we're going to go back in time to when you was, say, 18 years old, okay? But what you're going to get to do is you're going to get to give yourself one piece of advice. Just one. What would it be?
I think I'd tell myself to not let other people's opinion of you determine your opinion of yourself, because I've done that for a really long time, and I am allowed to have my own opinions of me, and I know who I am better than anyone. Don't let other people's opinion of you, change who you think you are.
Yeah, I think that's key. That's a great share. It's so important, isn't it, to make sure that you don't let others' opinions shape what it is that you're thinking about yourself. It's so easy to do, though, isn't it?
Yeah, especially as a young business owner. I was 20 when I started the business, and what people perceive a business owner to look like and what I look like can sometimes be two different things. But to try and make sure that other people looking at me and thinking, oh, is she a business owner? And me going, no, yeah, you are a business owner, and kind of standing your ground with that, also builds confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's brilliant. Another great share. Thank you so much for that, Lucy. So, Lucy, it's clear and so obvious that you're very passionate about what you do. But what is it? What is it that puts that, you know, that fire in your belly that makes you do what you do on a daily, weekly basis?
The kids, the dancers, getting to see their faces when they come in every week. You're a constant in their life, and you get to see them progress in more ways than just dance. They have doubts in themselves, they have low confidence, and you get to be the person that kind of instills those things into them to make them feel better and do things that they didn't think they were going to do, achieve movements and performances that they had doubts about, and things like that. There's kind of no better feeling than helping my dancers achieve things that they want to achieve.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, even just when you said it then, and your face absolutely lit up as soon as you started to talk about that. So yeah, that's definitely what you're doing this for. So that's fantastic. So Lucy, thank you so much. I mean, just to wrap things up then, I know people are going to want to find out more. I mean, I don't know what's the best way for people to get hold of you, you know, phone numbers, website addresses, and if you can just share that with our audience, and also if there's any sort of specials or anything that you want to share with our audience and viewers today.
Yeah, so we offer free trials for all of our timetable classes, which can be booked through our website, lmastudios.com. And there is also a contact form on there as well, which comes directly through to me. Anytime you get in touch with the company, you'll always be speaking to me. So you know that it's going to be Lucy that you're speaking to when you get in touch.
Wow, that's fantastic. Lucy, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a pleasure. It really has. So to everyone watching, that is the Business Spotlight. Until next time, we'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now.